It was a rainy evening in New York City, and the atmosphere in the dimly lit coffee shop was charged with an unusual energy. The sounds of clinking cups and quiet conversation were drowned out by the growing tension at one particular table. Across from one another sat two of the most polarizing figures in the world, Elon Musk, the visionary tech mogul, and Franklin Graham, the evangelical preacher. They had agreed to meet in private after a mutual acquaintance suggested their differing worldviews could make for a compelling conversation, but what started as a casual exchange soon escalated into something far more heated. As the conversation shifted to humanity's future, the table became the battleground for two very different ideas, one grounded in faith and moral conviction, the other in the power of technology and space exploration. Musk, with his usual confidence, leaned in. The survival of humanity doesn't rest on prayers, Franklin. It lies in our ability to adapt, to innovate, to leave Earth before we destroy it. We can't ignore the reality of climate change, of our impending collapse. Space is the only frontier left that holds hope for our species. We need to colonize Mars. Graham's response was measured, but his eyes sparkled with the fire of his beliefs. Elon, I don't deny that technology has brought us far, but it cannot save us. We are facing a moral crisis, not just an environmental one. Humanity is lost in its pursuit of progress without purpose. We can't simply run from our problems. We must turn back to our faith, to the values that make us human. The words hung in the air like an electric charge. Musk, unaccustomed to being challenged on his ideas, leaned forward, his face steely. Faith? You think humanity's salvation lies in the sky or some divine intervention? We need practical solutions, Franklin. Technology is how we survive. SpaceX, Tesla, they are the path forward. Graham shook his head, unfazed. You're ignoring the heart of the problem. Technology can build rockets, sure, but it can't fix what's broken in us. The answer isn't out there in the stars. It's right here, in how we treat one another, in our faith and in our morality. Without that, we'll take all our technology to Mars and ruin it, just like we've ruined Earth. Musk's lips tightened as he processed the words. He wasn't used to being questioned in this way. But before he could respond, the barista interrupted, setting down their drinks and offering them a brief moment of silence. The two men sipped their coffees, the weight of the conversation heavy between them. The intensity of their words seemed to have sparked something, perhaps more than either had expected. Okay then, Musk finally said, his voice quieter now. Let's test this out. Imagine, Franklin, that you're standing at the gates of heaven, or whatever you believe is the afterlife. What do you say to humanity? What's your message? Graham sat back, his eyes thoughtful. He didn't hesitate. I would tell humanity that the path to salvation isn't in the stars. It's in our hearts. Technology is a tool, but it's the compassion we have for one another that makes us truly human. We have to take care of each other, of this planet, and follow the moral compass that has guided us for millennia. If we don't, no amount of space travel will save us. Musk stared at him, a flicker of something almost resembling doubt crossing his face. But how do we save the planet if we don't get off it? The Earth is dying. We have to act fast. Graham's voice softened. We save it by changing our hearts, Elon. By working together, not running away. We need to care for what we have here first. Musk paused. The challenge in Graham's words echoed louder than he expected. And then, in a rare moment of introspection, he surprised both himself and Graham with his response. You know, Musk said, his tone less combative than before, maybe you're right. Maybe it's not just about escaping. Maybe we need to focus more on fixing things here first. I've spent so much time thinking about Mars, but perhaps we should focus on the people we have here and the planet we have left. Graham smiled, a quiet understanding in his gaze. That's all I'm saying, Elon. Technology can do great things, but it's people who make the difference. For a moment, the two men sat in silence, their previous confrontation forgotten. There was no clear resolution, no winner in the debate. But in that moment, they both understood something deeper. Maybe the future of humanity wasn't about choosing between technology or faith. It was about finding a way to balance both.